Hi, I'm Holly Wakastora, a certified Iyengar yoga teacher from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and this is Megan, and today we're practicing yoga for fertility of all kinds. This is Virabhadrasana I and II on the chair. So Megan has a folded mat and a folded blanket on the chair because Megan is tall, and as she turns to the side, you'll see that the height on the chair allows her knees and her hips to be in line with one another. So from here, she's got her one leg on the chair from the buttock bone to the back of the thigh, and the other leg is off. And see how she turns just a little bit towards the back of the chair so that she doesn't tip over as she takes that bent leg at the hip and makes it a straight leg at the hip. So she's going to unfold the hip. See how her kneecap is still facing forward, her shin bone is facing downward, and her hip is underneath her knee. And the priority here in this sequence is that you see how her pelvic floor is facing the floor. So what happens when you take the knee down towards the floor is sometimes the pelvic floor goes backward. Can you show them that, Megan? How the pelvis tilts forward the other way? Pelvis tilts forward, pelvic floor is tipped backward towards the anus. And watch how Megan is going to move her middle buttock, upper buttock down, and middle buttock in towards her body to bring her pelvic floor parallel to the floor. Okay, now from here, she's going to take her trunk 45 degrees over her front leg and extend the knee of her back leg. Okay, yep. Now from here, watch how she moves her outer back leg hip forward and the middle buttock forward to bring her trunk back up to perpendicular. And if she needs to, see how her pelvic floor is not quite parallel to the floor? She's going to bend her back leg knee a little bit so that she can bring the pelvic floor into its position where it's parallel to her brain and the floor. And then she sees, okay, can I lift my inner back leg knee, that inner right knee, any amount, and straighten that leg? But the priority is the pelvic floor. Okay, now watch, as to come into the second stage now, she's going to turn, pivot on her foot, yeah, and see how she turns her pubic bone away from her front leg, her pelvic bones in the front away from her front leg, her sternum, her ribs, and her collarbones. But she doesn't let that knee that her hand is on, her front leg knee, turn in. She keeps it turning back towards the wall behind her so that her knee is facing forward. It doesn't turn inward. Okay, and see how she's placed the outer edge of her back foot on the floor, and she's lifting that inner knee on the back leg away from the floor. Now from here, she's going to raise her arms up to shoulder height and extend through her arms. And watch how, bring your hands down a little bit, Megan, there you go. Now see how she could reach more through her back arm, as if I go over and I grab her wrist and I pull on it to bring her trunk more to the back leg side than the front leg side. So you're absolutely in the center. And again, her pelvic floor maintains its position being parallel to the floor and the brain. And then from here she turns back towards her front leg, goes through the stages that she went through to get into Virabhadrasana II, and brings her foot back in front of her.